me see my screen. Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. I was trying to go ahead and see my screen a little bit. I know it's been a while since I went live. I've been traveling. I came back from New York. I was seeing family. A lot of things happened. I'll probably go over that like a video and stuff like that. Obviously, the trade morning is about to start, but glad to be back. Glad to be here going over my trades, showcasing my trades, showing you guys the progress, how things are going. Things are going well. And this is an ongoing journey, so we never want to just sit in the moment. We want to seize the moment. We want to, have our accomplishments, but at the same time, we want to go ahead and not really focus so much on profits, right? But focus on just being the best trader that we can be. So let's go ahead and continue. Well, let's go ahead and start. I've already started to prep for the market prior to me going on live. So I was looking at Hood. Hood is going to be on the list today. Hood is on the skin. There's great volume on Hood. Almost 1 million shares traded, or probably 1 million shares traded by now. Let's see. Hood has 1.19 million shares traded so far in the pre-market. I like where we're headed when it comes to Hood. There's some news around Hood. I see some news here that Robinhood steps into prediction markets with exchange acquisition, so that pushed the price up about like 3%. We're gonna see how the market reacts to that. So let's always start off, as I always do, right here on the monthly. Right, so you can practically see here. I have to delete some of these things. Okay, we can see here on the monthly that Robinhood has just been falling the whole entire month of November. Right, buyers did step up right around here, around this 102, push priced higher to around 115, and then now we are at 112 currently in the pre-markets. Okay, we've had some strong months. We've had some monster months on Robinhood, starting from, let's say, April. From April, then to May, June, July, and then we consolidated a bit around July and August, and then just popped up in the month of September. A little bit of an indecision, unsure of his direction. Once October came, sold off, probably some profit taken, and then now some people are probably going ahead and buying this bottom. We're above all moving averages on the monthly. On the weekly, we did go ahead and roll over the 9 and 20 moving averages, but still kept action above the 50 and 200. If it would have fell below all of this, then that would have been a correction, and that would be bad for the stock. So that's not something that we should expect to happen. But nonetheless, we should expect a pullback, and that's what we got. We got strong sell-offs in these weeks starting on October 10th. As you can see, October was the indecision month. And then we did pop up again, but nonetheless, sellers were in control, pushing price down. And then we have buyers who continuously just kept coming in at each sell-off, but the sell-offs was pretty strong. And then now we're starting to get that push back higher again. Okay. So we're going on the daily chart. On the daily chart, we got this strong sell-off candle. This is where we bounced from this 102. This is a little bit of a consolidation point, but buyers did step up here at this wick. Buyers stepped up here again. Still in decision, but buyers did step up, and then now we basically, can I say we gapped up? Oh yeah, I could say we fairly gapped up, but nonetheless, and after I was trading, really, we started to just basically trade higher. We double bottomed here on the 5-minute chart. You can see how we went ahead and double bottom. Let me go ahead and fix this just a little bit more. Yeah, right there. Yeah, we kind of just went ahead and double bottomed here, and then price ended up soaring higher, going from 116 to 122. So that's a good move there. I think it's about like a $6 move. I'm not sure. Yeah, like $6. So nonetheless, we caught this nice move. We can see here always go ahead and read candles. We can see here that we double bottom. After we double bottom, we had this candle, this green candle that basically pushed higher with some small resistance right here, but buyers are still intact. Indecision. We got this wick pushed higher, a little bit of a wick resistance coming in, but buyers are still in control very strongly. Then once we got here, rejection started to get a little bit tough, but the buyers still came in, pushed higher, indecision, pushed even higher, and then we got some strong wick action right here. Indecision still went ahead, blasted through, got to its previous high to 122, but didn't show too much strength there because there's resistance. Strong selling came and took place, but the buyers still kind of stepped up. Indecision. Then when we talk about this candle, we went ahead, sold off, but the buyers came, still pushed this thing high, but sellers are starting to step in. You can see here a nice engulfing, not as strong as these other candles, but nice engulfing with some resistance, push price down, starting to roll over the 9, but still above the 20 VWAP, 50, and 200. So the bull case is still very much intact when we talk about hood as of right now. But the thing about this, right, I kind of want to change the color of this. There we go. So, but the thing about this, because I want to change the color, but it keeps, every time I change this color, it changes the whole, changes only a portion of it. Okay. So, what I can see here is that I forgot my train of thought. But nonetheless, we are above all moving averages currently, but we are rolling over the 9. So that's something to be mindful of. Yeah. So this gray box that can be hard to see is really key because we double bottomed, we even triple bottomed, almost quadruple of the bottom here. Just look at this wick, bounce higher, we come here, we bounce higher, we come here, right? And then we bounce higher. And then we kind of come here again, a little bounce the next day, but nonetheless, eventually we ended up selling off from this support area, okay? Now, you can even see this better on the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, just go ahead and take a look right here. Just look how we got here, rejected this peak, fell, we got back inside this zone, we double bottomed, we went ahead and popped higher. We came back to this zone, popped higher, came back to this zone, popped higher up here, and then eventually we ended up breaking it and letting go. But it took a while because we kept retesting the zone a few times, right? And now we're coming right back into this zone. So this zone could either be resistance on the day, or this thing could go ahead and build some type of support for the day. So we're going to see how this thing plays out. In the pre-market, this thing started to go ahead, like buyers were pretty strong, but then we can see that sellers are starting to really step up here when it comes to Robinhood, okay? So we got to go ahead and watch out for that. But it's almost an even playing field, but as of right now, sellers are taking control, okay? Let's see. Let me look on the order book. And looking at the order book, sellers are stepping up. As I mentioned, buyers were pretty strong at the start, just getting price all the way from 116 to basically, and then pushing it all the way to 122. But there is resistance, right? So we got to be mindful of that. On the 4-hour chart, we're above all moving averages except the 200. So the 200 could either be a target or this can be something that is never touched, and we sell back down, okay? So we just need to see how this wants to play out. Price-wise, we are at 122, so, psychologically, we would like to go ahead and reach 125 because we're closer to that, so like 120 to 125. But this thing can easily come back down to roughly around 119, 115, and then to 120. If we break 120, then, the outlook would be to 115. So, we see how this wants to go ahead and play out for us. On the 1-hour chart, we're above all moving averages. You can see that the buying is fairly strong. We just got some resistance that is up here. You see this wick, so we got some sellers that are trying to step up, and then we got this red candle that are starting to build. So, we have to pay attention to what's going on here, okay? right at market open. Right. Let's see. Buying took place strongly yesterday, and then we got that continuation too. So either we're going to continue higher, which is a strong possibility of that, or we're going to pull back, right? But what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing that we could go ahead and continue higher, but we need that confirmation. Obviously, as sellers are starting to build, and we are getting some good size, all right, on the sell side. All right, on the 5 minute, you guys can see here we double bottomed. We traded above all moving averages, and then we just started to just sell off right at this pre-market high 122.73 area, and then we ended up falling. But buyers are still trying to be a little bit stubborn, keep prices above this, maybe try to get this push above this resistance, well, form of support. We can use it, or this can be some type of resistance to push price down. We are slightly rolling over the 9, but action is staying above the 20, so it seems like we may have a good look for this thing to go ahead and head higher. Okay, and then we can see how the buy volume on this graph here is starting to pick up. Now on the ladder, let's see, we are getting positive and heavy lot size on the buy side, but we also have that same aggressive size on the sell side as well. So once again, we have to go ahead and watch and see how this thing plays out at market open. All right, but it seems like buyers like, because I do have I have an alert here at 122, so I can see price getting to this alert. The only thing is that is price going to actually break and head up and head higher. That's what we don't know. All right, because we are walking into some sellers. If you guys go ahead and look at this daily, we have some sellers right here at 121.59. So we could walk into those sellers and sell back down. Like I said, psychologically, we would like to go ahead and aim for 115 if you want that. Right now, with the market sentiment, is that we've already had a sell-off, and maybe some people are going to go ahead and buy these dips. The one thing when it comes to selling is that selling does not last too long. Selling, like if you like to short the market, it's short to winded. Because most people want the stock market to go up. We have 401ks, we got heavy portfolios. Most people are buying stocks to go higher, not to go lower. All right, so that's that. Let's see. Okay, now that is Hood. I like Hood. We're gonna trade Hood. We're gonna see how this plays out. All right. So let's put this on the list for today. Wonderful. Hood is marked up. Now, the next stock that I'm interested in, I'm kind of interested in AMD and Tesla. The question is, which one am I going to go ahead and lean on? Damn, I do like Google too. Man, I like Google a lot actually, because Google actually came out with some news this week. Um, let's see, 11.4. Okay, no. Yeah, man, there's some options for me today. I wanted to do Tesla, but Tesla kind of don't like this pre-market. A lot of wicks here. But let's go with Google, because Google did have a catalyst, and I think Google could actually pop with where Google is at right now. I'm going to delete these. All right. Let me see if I can find some volume on Google. Yeah, AMD. Yeah, I said AMD is pretty nice. AMD has 2 million shares traded. Okay. So it's going to be Google and AMD for me. I don't want to do Tesla. So let's start with Google. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's start with AMD, because I like the volume on AMD. AMD, we're going to go ahead and mark out pre-market low. Going to delete this level that I got down here. All right, pre-market high. This was yesterday's high. Yesterday's low is right here, so let me get some accuracy. Yesterday's high was 206.58. Yesterday's low was 194.28. Okay. Okay. Let's find a high volume candle. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much volume in today's. Oh, I'm not. Well, I'm seeing volume, but I'm not seeing as much volume as I saw on other days. So today's probably going to be a day we just got to be a little bit more careful. I'm not trying to press the gas like that. All right. All right, so we got 300. We got 300,000. We have 300,000 shares traded so far in terms of high volume back at 204. Okay, and we've already moved from 201 to 212. Oh my gosh, yeah. So this thing is definitely a mover today. This thing is definitely a mover. All right. When we look at AMD, as I mentioned for basically some other stocks, we sold off greatly. Let me go ahead and delete that. We sold off greatly, right? And then we got this to wick right here. So buyers did step up, not too much, but they did step up here on the monthly. On the weekly, we did roll over the 9, but we stayed above the 20, right? We did. It seems like AMD's trying to close this gap and trying to get back down to this 180, 170 mark, which that's something I would like. But nonetheless, I don't care if that happens or not. So we did roll over, strong sell-off. Buyers slightly did step up, indecision when we look here on the weekly, but for most of the case, we are trading above most of the moving averages besides the 9. Then we go on the daily. On the daily, though, we are below the 9, the 20, the 50, but only above the 200. Okay, so this stock overall is still weak. It's still weak stock. It can be shorted. And this thing can go ahead and head lower. But what I'm seeing right here is that we can see here on the daily that we went ahead and sold off. We sold off again, buyer step back up. We got nice volume, still indecision though, but nice buy volume coming in. Then after that, we ended up down, selling down. Buyers stepped up at this zone, right? And our buyer stepped up at this zone. Then now we're moving, and then now we ended up coming right back here inside this 212 area. So let's see if we want to go ahead and surpass this 217 and probably head to about 220. That would be if we want to make another $10 jump today. If not, then we're probably going to go ahead and test down here around this 199 and maybe get even lower to maybe get even lower to 189. Not sure if that's going to be today, but because it doesn't look like it so far, but it's definitely a possibility that can happen. Okay, so nonetheless. We're going to go to the 4-hour chart. And on the 4-hour chart, let's see, what are we looking at? Okay, we did go ahead and double bottom right here, as I mentioned. So let's go ahead and mark this real quick. I'm just marking this, and this might be just for today. And I'm highlighting this because of the double bottom. You can see how we went ahead, bounced here, shot up, bounced here, shot up, and then now it seems like we're trying to go ahead and break through this high of 217 and maybe creep our way into this zone right here of 225. Okay, so we got a target right here at 216, so let's go ahead and highlight that right here. Let's put a level there for me, so if we do get there, I know where to take profit. All right, and if we do break, then hey, we break and we might go ahead and head higher to this former support area that could potentially be resistance. All right, But nonetheless, on the 4 hour chart, we are below the 200 and below the 50, but we are above VWAP, 9 and 20-day moving averages. So we can see if these moving averages and if this double bottom is going to go ahead and lead to a higher push to around the 216 and furthermore. Okay. Now on the 1 hour, we are above the 50 VWAP 920, but once again we are below the 200. So when we are below the 200, this is just showing weak sentiment, right? It's showing a weak chart, but we also have to factor other moving averages because stock price could go ahead and retrace and get back to this to level up here. So you have to go ahead and be mindful of that. But look at the double bottom here. Very clear double bottom on the 1 hour chart. So we just want to see if this is going to go ahead and lead to a higher movement. All right. 5 minute, we can see here we sold off, we bounced, we pushed higher. Okay. Started push higher. A little bit of a consolidation here, a little bit. But then we had this indecision candle, but buyers were mainly in control. Push rejection did try to come in, but buyers were still in play. And buyers superseded this candle, went ahead and superseded again, found some resistance right here at 212.48. And then the kind of an indecision, unsure if we want to go ahead and make this higher move. And then we got this wick sell-off, but buyers seem to be holding on to the 920 VWAP. So we're above all moving averages on the 5 minute chart. Once again, on the 1 hour chart, we're above most of the moving averages, but 200. On the 4 hour chart, we're above the 920 VWAP, but under 50 and 200, which these can be targets, or that could just lead to just more selling. Nonetheless, AMD is looking good. Sellers are more so active as of right now. If we was to go ahead and take a look at the ladder, we got some decent lot sizes on the buy side. Only really one heavy lot size. And then on the sell side, yeah, we got some heavy size. We have a 5,000 lot size at 212. But that's pretty much it. It's not consistency on both ends. I'm not seeing much consistency. I'm seeing a little bit more consistency on the buy side. All right. So let's go ahead and let's look at my other order book. We got sellers. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we got some sellers. More so taking place. Well, we got heavy sellers, but it's just more buyers that are ready to go ahead and buy this stock. But we got one heavy seller at 212, yeah. And that was that 5,000 lot size I see. So there's only one heavy seller, but for the most part, it's all consistent buyers. So, we're going to see how this plays out. All right, I like it. Going on the list. Okay, market is about to open up, so we're about to jump to Google. Let's put AMD here. I did put in a little small swing position on Tababa. So just a heads up on that one. So you guys might see, because you guys already seeing like a green, whatever. Like I'm up like $8. I'm not up $8 anymore. But yeah, I did put a little swing in to see how this, just to see how this thing plays out for me. I have a 160 put. I gotta sell it today, but it shouldn't affect my account crazy. I'll probably lose. Like I think yesterday I made 290. I think with where it's at right now, I would like to see if it sells off and get to 155. If it does, great. If it doesn't, then I want to come out with a small loss. I think I'm willing, out of 290, I'm willing to give back the most $100. All right. So let's see. Google is up next. Google was pretty nice, man. Google. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete this. Let's put this here. So pre-market high, it's 329.88 roughly. Pre-market low, 318.11. And let me see if I'm accurate with that. Yeah, seems like I'm pretty accurate. Yesterday's low was 317.65. Okay. Yesterday's high was 328.83. Okay. And we are trading for the most part within yesterday's range. Kind of chuckled at that because it's just like this thing might not do anything. um, let's see, volume wise, let's try to find the highest. Ooh, yeah, we got 1.4 million shares traded right here. Wow, and we're trading below that. It's 1.4 million shares traded. Okay. Now, it's not really much to assess with Google. Google was at all-time highs. We're still at all-time highs. We caught this nice, strong move higher, just pushing higher to all-time highs in this month of November. They did make a deal with to Meta to use. I'm sorry, they are building chips, so Meta is gonna work with them for some chips. All right. Um, yeah, the weekly speaks for itself. We're getting some slight resistance there. Indecision for the most part. We're unsure if we want to go ahead and go higher or lower. So we need to see that. That's what we're getting on the daily. That's what yesterday's activity really outlined. Is just we're not sure of direction right now. All right. On the 4-hour chart, we did roll over the 9. We're below VWAP. So we do have a target here at 313. So this thing could very well get to this target. So right there at 313. Okay, and then I'm trying to move with a little bit of speed because the market is about to open. Okay, yeah, we can. It definitely has a possibility to get, but we could go ahead and double bottom here. You see how we went ahead and got here. If we break it, nice. Then we get to 313, possibly even 310. But if we don't break it, this is going to be a double to bottom, and we're going to head back to 322, even 325. So easy to map out there. Now, what I like to think about is which one am I? Well, I can watch all three, but this is my main screen, and my third screen is not my main screen. I do like the volume that I did see on Google, so I kind of want to put that on my main screen. But I kind of like how we're trading out of range on both of these two. When we're trading in range, sometimes it leads to some choppy action. So I'll be watching that on my third screen, nonetheless. All right. So we got AMD, Google, and Hood. And I have to Baba. I'll be to watching that just from my swing position, just to see if we can head down low to 155. Not sure if we can or not. All right, let's get it. Market's about to open up. Okay, Hood is still above moving averages. So is AMD. All right, market's about to open up in just a few more seconds. As always, we're gonna give this thing some time. Getting that pop on Hood right now. I'm just letting things just play out as always. Let the market do its thing. There's nothing happening right now. If anything, I'm losing on Baba right now. that little swing I put in, I'm losing on that. Uh, right now, I'm taking a look at Robinhood, and this thing is starting to fold a little bit. I want to see if the ask is gonna fall into the bid. Seems like that would be a possibility. Uh, yeah, that the ask is kind of falling into the bid right now. Google starting to sprint up a little bit. For some reason, let's see my position. I'm looking at Hood. Hood is starting to activate a little bit. Google's starting to activate a little bit. I'm gonna go long on Google. I'm gonna go with a 325 call. 245. Okay, I just lost money on that. Damn, I'm down 240 something. Oh my goodness, I just lost the profits I made yesterday. All right. Wow. I'm gonna wait for that to come back down a little bit on with Baba. Let's go back to Hood. I like where Hood is trying to go. We're above 122. Let's see. Currently, I took a loss for $43. I was trying to move my stop, but my stop got hit too fast. I'm still in on my swing on Baba, but I might need to let that go. AMD is not doing much. So this is a resistance zone right now because this was a previous support, right? So this support could be resistance. Trying to see. The bids are stepping into the ask. There's a large seller at 123.75. I want to see if the bid step into that. AMD's picking up right now. I'm looking at the time and sales on AMD. Okay, AMD is definitely moving. I'm gonna go in with a call on AMD. I got a stop order on that one. Let's go with days P&L, open P&L, yeah. Oh, okay, damn, I just missed hood. Yeah, I just missed that one. I just like how hood is setting up right now, 124. So let's go with some 124 calls. Where's this daily at? Okay, I think my stop just got hit on. Yeah, my stop just got hit on AMD. AMD is actually rolling over on strong volume. The market seems like it wants to sell off. Like some of these stocks look like they want to sell. Like AMD looks like it wants to sell. Okay, I'm gonna flip my position. Just want to see if I continue to see. Oh yeah. All right. And we rolled over. So right now I'm short 440, 340. Okay. I'm short on AMD right now. I like the rollover. Cause we rolled over the 9. We're below VWAP. We got here. We instantly rejected. Yeah, hood was nice, but it didn't. I didn't catch it. I needed that 123. See, I like what we're doing here on hood. This is a good risk to reward back in the range. So let's watch the time and sales a little bit closer. I mean, I'm sorry, let's watch the level 2 a little bit closer and see if the ass is going to step into the bid a little bit more. Yeah, we did. We got into there quickly. 80, 90, okay. Okay, yeah, we're getting in there. Two. Let's see. I'm looking at my order book as well. So I realized the 143 loss on the day. Once again, I'm still holding on to Baba. Don't need to go in heavy. I like this engulfing on the 2 minute. I want to see if we could get to the bottom of this R1. AMD starting to pick up. I'm starting to fold a little bit more on AMD at the same time. Kind of unsure with AMD right now. Nice. Nice. AMD's getting that drop. Like I said, I like the rollover factor, but I just can't load in just yet. And I think with AMD, I might be a bit aggressive on this one. Four. AMD's picking up though. Let's see. I'm still wary that AMD could climb. I'm missing out on Hood right now. Hood looks good. It's a bit to wiki. Let's see. There's a lot of volume on the call side of things when it comes to Hood. I want to add into AMD, but I'm waiting for confirmation on that. Okay, yep. I might put in a call on Hood. For 125. Okay, let's go back to Hood. I'm just wary to go long because I can see how shorts are coming in. That's why I'm not jumping into anything right now, because the market looks like it wants to go short. Okay, we got an indecision. Immediately we went red. Right now, AMD is holding on to some moving averages. Probably get stopped out. Patience, patience, patience. It's the name of the game. Wait for your opportunities. Okay. 75. Trying to get at 125 puts on hood. This thing is looking really weak right now because I do like the decision it made. All right, I'm gonna go on just one contract. Let's go with 222. Oh man, 122. Just a small amount. I'm back to looking at AMD. I like my risk to reward right now. So this is gonna be a heavy ad, possibly. Possibly. I'm not fully sold on that just yet. Yep, I just went in super heavy. 355. I just went in super heavy on AMD. Okay, so I need 355. Yeah, we're gonna see what AMD does. That was an aggressive trade by me. I'm not gonna lie. It was definitely aggressive. But the risk to reward and the setup looks good. It looks good. I'm always nervous when I take trades like this, so forgive me. But I am trying to learn how to push the needle a little bit. Got my stop placed. We're gonna see how this goes. Yikes. 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 Oh wow. Getting cooked. I'm getting cooked right now. Oh yeah. I'm getting cooked right now. Eesh. Yeah. I'm taking a bad loss here. I'm taking a badass loss. Still holding on. I think after this, I'm done. Now, why am I holding on to this? I'm holding on to this because I could see the rejection. We just need it to, fulfill itself. But I could see the rejection. It seems like it just has a little bit more of an edge to get back down here. But it's not looking the best. It's probably something I'm going to have to cut. It's going to be my last trade of the day. I want the ask to meet the bid. Just the upwards trajectory on stocks doesn't look too promising, but no. That's the thing about it. You can be wrong. Hood is rolling over. What am I looking at right now? AMD. I like what Hood is doing. Seems like we could come back to 124. Okay, we just rolled over. I'm gonna add a little bit into Hood. And at 1, about 3. Trying to see if Hood could break through 124. And then I have an alert here as well, 122. So that would be nice if we could even get to my alert. I like this candle. Now I just want to see a continuation. That's on the 5-minute candle. AMD. So I said I'm keeping my eye out on AMD. The ask is meeting the bid, perfect. AMD starting to, Hood is starting to pick up a little bit right here. I like the risk to reward. I'm going to add in another 2 on AMD. Let me just get a little bit more confirmation on that. Nope, can't add. Cannot. If the ask could get into 50 cents, then I'll be inclined. If that ask does not get there, I can't do it. The ass got into 50 but bounced. I said I need the ass price to get into 50. We get in there. Can we stay there? Nice. Okay, I just added another 2 contracts on that. All right. Now I'm gonna let everything just play out right now. Getting that drop. I'd like to see AMD get to at least 206. That's what I would like to see. AMD got to 207. Still holding on to AMD. AMD does look like it could get to 207. We just need that pressure. You got buyers right there at 207. I'll take some profits off. I'm leaving Hood alone for right now. Like I said, I'm looking for Hood to get to 122. Okay. AMD is definitely getting there. If we could crack through this 207, this is pretty solid. I would like the ass to get into about 206. Trying to see. There's no reason for me to get out this trade right now. We're picking up though. Yeah, here we start to pick up. Hood is still selling. Like the pressure I'm seeing on Hood. Nice. Hood, I got what, 4. Let's sell 2. Okay. Can't sell for some reason. Wow. Damn. Damn. You know what? There's pressure on Hood right now. There's no reason for me to run out of that trade. There we go. Took some off of Hood. Took one more off Hood. I got one contract left. I'm gonna let this one just play out. Maybe we could push down all the way down here. AMD, I want AMD to get to 206. I'm not sure what AMD is gonna go ahead and do right now. I'm gonna get all out of Hood. Yeah, Hood. All right, I'm all out of that, and then AMD kind of screwed myself up a little bit on AMD. I was trying to take it to 206. It seems like we're about to get a reversal because a lot of buyers stepped up. Yeah, I screwed myself up with AMD shit. Mm, 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 mm. Trying to get 206 on AMD. Hood, I'm more done on Hood. It's AMD now that I'm trying to really get going. Still under VWAP, but there's buying pressure on this thing. Then with Hood popping, I think that leads to the SPY. That means that the SPY is popping, possibly. Yeah. Yep. I would like to see if AMD would like to come back into yesterday's price range, but I don't think so. SPY still selling off. AMD looks like it wants to sell off. I'm gonna get out of my swing on the Baba. I could get out at a small loss. Let's see. Baba looks like it wants to drop though. Yeah, I'm cooked on AMD. Yeah, the pattern on AMD just looks good. I'm all out of Baba. AMD is rolling over. Damn. Damn, 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 damn. Still holding on to AMD, but AMD does not look too promising. Should have got out when we got to 207 flat. The issue with AMD right now is on the way down, there was a lot of wicks here. Then we engulfed and decision, engulfed again. Shit. Yeah, the odds of this thing coming down are slim to none. Should have took that profit when I had it. Damn. This shit is not gonna fold. In the odd case, this thing could still drop in the odd case, but I don't like it though, because this was the tattoo. I was trying to get to 206. I thought it could fake out 205, get to 206, and I could take some profits off the table. Funny enough, I did take some profits off of AMD. Oh, wow. Because I had 9 contracts. So I guess I did take some profits off. Yeah, this thing is back above VWAP. All right, guys. I think one of the mistakes that I made today, I was just a bit too aggressive on some of these plays, and then also not taking profits. I was up like 700. So this is just a pullback. I can't say this is gonna, trigger a sell off. I think what I'm seeing right here on AMD is just a pullback. That's what I'm gonna call it as of right now. Yep. It's been hard for me to trade semiconductors, man. Nvidia, AMD. You know, I've made some money on these stocks, but I've lost a good amount of money here. I've been making my money mainly on Tesla, Meta, Hood, but everything else has been really difficult. Like in terms of semiconductors, really difficult to trade. It's like when you want to go long, you can't go long. Then when you want to go short, you can't go short. That's how I've been feeling about it. You can't take any more trades after this. And AMD looking like it just looks like it wants to go up now. There's definitely some resistance here though, so I'm trying to see if this resistance is gonna, be in my favor. But when I'm looking at this 5 minute chart, 5 minute chart does not look the best. But it seems like we can get down. Like I said, I'm back in the range, back into previous day's range, and maybe tap on, around 206 area. We could get to that previous close, but we shall see. Time is at 8:13. I have to start getting ready for work. All right. Let's see. I've had fairly a solid month, so I'm happy about that. I'm trying to close out the month strong. It seems like I'm about to lose a good chunk of profits right now. The 2 minute is telling me that buyers are in play, honestly. But we are facing some resistance. But the 5 minute is like, yeah, we're about to roll over. 5 minute looks like it's just about to roll over. And by rollover, it seems like it's about to roll over and go higher, like just that loop. But the way I'm looking at it right here is that this is resistance. Like this whole zone right here is resistance. See how we rejected, fell, rejected, dropped. It seems like we have some rejection right here. Like basically, from this point on, it seems like there's some possible rejection, but who knows? Yeah, who knows? Seem like we're gonna get a pop. Well, what could also happen here is a pop up and then sell down. If we could get below VWAP, well, I think this would be a good add right here. But I don't want to add to a losing trade. I think that's a bit extreme. If we could get below VWAP and moving averages again, then this would be another add for a leg down to get to the 200. The ask would need to meet the bids. I don't know if I see that happening. If anything, the bids are low. If anything, the bids are meeting the ask. Yep. Yeah, I lost. Let's get ready to get up out of here. There's nothing I could do. I am in at what, 210 puts. Okay. Yeah. Damn, man, that short was short-winded, man. It's like every time I try to get into a certain dollar amount, it doesn't get there. All I wanted was 206. We got 207. See the 1 hour. 15-minute chart. Yeah. I need to be quicker with taking profits. This has really hurt me. Um, a few trading sessions I've had this month, like just not taking my profits. Like yesterday, I made I think almost 1,000. I was looking for a deeper move, didn't take profits, ended up closing out the day to like $290. You know what I mean? So I could have made more. I've had plenty days where I could have just made more. I mean, I had plenty days where I made good money, and it's like I just continue to trade. Or if I didn't continue to trade, I just didn't take my profits. So, yep. This is looking like one of those days that I chose not to take profits, and I'm being dealt. I'm being dealt with that. Today's what, the 26th. Now, why am I holding on to this trade? It's just because of this resistance point. And I'm looking at the order book, and AMD does look weak. It does. It looks like it could get down to possibly into yesterday's range. But at the same time, this pattern is it's an upwards pattern. And it seems like this thing would just grind higher slowly. Because we kind of already had our drop. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I got my dog, you guys. My dog is freaking on me. See, whenever you having a losing day, get you a pet. Okay, my dog says hi. Oh, I don't want no wires on you. Go. All right, guys. I'm probably gonna call it. I'm probably gonna take a hit today. So it is what it is. It is what it is. If I end up coming out on top, I'll come out on top. But if I don't, hey, I'm just gonna take it for what it is, man. But nonetheless, I catch you guys. The market is obviously not open tomorrow. So I'll see you guys maybe Friday. I'll see if I go live on Friday. I'm not sure about that just yet. Since tomorrow's the holidays and stuff like that. But happy Thanksgiving, you guys. Appreciate it. I know some of you will watch this later on. I know I've been gone, but I am back, ready to get at it. So let's see. All right. So I see you guys. Peace and love. Out.